Welcome, fellow Jayhawks, to Bachelors in Science Investigating Career Interview Series. Today with us, we have Jennifer Herbers from Stowers, who will share some tips and advices for undergraduate students graduating with a Bachelor's in Science. Welcome, Jennifer. Thank you for.
Hello. Yes, glad to be here.
So, can you please tell us a little bit more about your organization and your title and position?
Absolutely. So, my name is Jennifer Herbers. I am the Human Resources Manager here at the Stowers Institute for Medical Research. The Stowers Institute, we focus on basic biomedical research, and we have a variety of labs and core facilities, and we have about 550 employees approximately throughout our organization, and we really strive to do amazing science, really creative, innovative science. My role at Stowers is the human resource manager. So part of that role is helping with current members of the Institute and their needs, but a large part of my role is actually recruiting future members and working with a variety of individuals and figuring out who might be a great fit to join our organization.
Great, wonderful. What are some opportunities at your organization for science graduates?
So we focus solely on science. The vast majority of those 550 people are scientists. There's a large number of opportunities at all different levels in the organization, from entry-level positions all the way up to PhD opportunities. We have it all. Our research focuses on basic biomedical research, and so with that, a lot of our labs need those entry-level technicians, so individuals that have just earned and just completed their bachelor's degree really have great opportunities with us here at Stowers, because those positions are definitely in need. There's a lot of work to be done to advance the science and continue great research. So there's lots of opportunities at the technician level, mainly, so research technician positions.
Great, yeah. And how can one stand out when they're applying for that position and during interviews?
That's a really great question. I interview candidates day in, day out. That's a large portion of my role. And, you know, I think it all starts with the initial application, the initial resume. So when I'm going through resumes and comparing candidates, I always look for a resume that demonstrates clear information, concise, doesn't have any grammatical mistakes, anything like that, and explains what research opportunities that individual has already had thus in their career. I do sometimes get resumes from candidates who have had research experiences, and they list those, but they don't describe what they actually did or what they learned. So I think that's one way to stand out, is to really, on your resume, highlight what you've done and be able to do that concisely and tell clearly what your skills are for the role you're applying for. So that's one thing I'd recommend, definitely, to stand out at the initial application portion. The second piece, when you move forward to the interview itself, I think it's really important to do your homework about the organization. Make sure that you know what their mission is, make sure you know what they do, and be able to ask really great questions and show your excitement for interviewing with that company for that position. Candidates that ask really great questions, that tells me they know what they're talking about. They're excited about the opportunity. They're really invested in this position. and they know what they're talking about, and they're able to explain that. So those things are really important in the interview, that clear communication, that ability to know what you're talking about and what you've done, and be able to answer questions on those.
Thank you. Those are really great tips and suggestions. And also over at KU, we have quite diverse student populations. And I'm wondering, is there anything about your organization or your field that underrepresented students should know about? This may include the company's official diversity statement, or different opportunities in the field, or any additional advices or encouragements that you may have for them.
That's a really great question. Stowers, we have a very high commitment to diversity. We think that that makes us stand out, and that really impacts the level of science that we're able to do. We have individuals from all over the world. We recruit globally, from all different countries. And many of our members at the Institute are foreign nationals from other places. And so diversity for us is crucial to how we operate. We think getting the best and the brightest minds from all around the world coming together to do great research really enhances our ability to have new perspectives and new ideas and bring those together to do the best science possible. So yes, we have a very strong commitment to diversity culturally and throughout our organization. The other thing I'd mention is in science, sometimes there's a discrepancy between gender as well. And we strive to be very fair and provide opportunities for all at Stowers. We have about a 50-50 ratio, male-female, within Stowers, and we offer opportunities for all. So what connects us is everyone at Stowers has a passion to do very rigorous and amazing science. That's what connects us, and so there's opportunities for all.
That's wonderful to hear about. Thank you for sharing about that. And what opportunities for post-graduation professional development exist in your organization?
That's a fantastic question, because as a scientist, it's really important. Science changes constantly. There's always new discoveries and new things happening in the field. And so it's really important to keep up on all of those opportunities. We have a lot to offer in that regard. One thing I'll mention is we do have a Stowers graduate school. The graduate school is embedded in our labs at Stowers. We have many members going through earning their PhDs through our program and working in our labs. So that's one avenue. We also have the Crossroads group, which really helps with developing scientists, young scientists, to really advance them and their careers, get groups together, form mentorships. We also hold every Friday, there's a Friday science club at Stowers where individuals give presentations. So they're really honing in on their presentation skills. Individuals can ask questions, there can be networking, all of those sorts of things. We also have Wednesday seminars where we invite lecturers and scientists from all around the world to come speak at Stowers. And that is a great opportunity to continue learning about things you may not be working on, know kind of what the top scientists are doing in their fields, and really gain more knowledge. So there's a lot that we do beyond just the initial degree, many trainings, conferences. Everyone's opportunities depends on kind of what their projects are and what department they work in, all of that, but there's certainly a lot to offer.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad that you brought up about how science is an ever-evolving field and that there's always something new to learn. So it is great to hear that your organization offers such vast number of opportunities and kinds of opportunities to continue developing in their professional career.
Absolutely, you're right. It's so important.
And the last question I have for you is there anything like other tips or suggestions that you have heard from other scientists that you work with that you would like to share with KU students?
Absolutely. In this field of science or research, there's so many opportunities that come up, and it's hard to figure out as a young scientist, what direction to go, what opportunities should I follow, how do I know what I want to study, and really having as many undergraduate research experiences that you can is so important because it helps you find out what your passion is, what direction you want to go. Do you want to go to grad school? Do you want to start working in the field now? All of those things are great questions. And the more research experience you have, both inside and outside of the classroom, are really important to helping you discover what you're passionate about. For us at Stowers, culture is a huge thing for us, and finding individuals that are good fits. We do very rigorous science. It's a field that you have to be very dedicated to because a lot of times in science, your experiments may not go as planned. And sometimes that turns out to be a good thing because you make some amazing discovery. And so there's oftentimes a lot more no's than yeses in this field. And so to be very determined, I think makes one successful in science and basic research. The other thing that I think is really important to know going into this field is the importance of building relationships and seeking out excellent mentors. Always constantly looking for those opportunities and looking for people to connect with, whether in an organization, if you just reach out and email someone, connect with them on LinkedIn, or meet with them at a conference. The more networking you do and the more connections you make, it really helps you figure out what path is right for you and gives you great resources to rely on when you have questions and when you're trying to figure out what direction to go. So those are some things that I think individuals in this field should know.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Those are wonderful tips and suggestions that KU students should know about. And it also really highlights the importance of going through the application process and making networking and continually developing themselves even after graduation.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. So this has been the Bachelor's in Science Investigating Careers interview series. See you again soon.